Hello everybody and welcome. Welcome to my assembly today in which I'm going to be reading to you a story to help with Olivia Owl's reflection, and it's called The Something. It's called The Something. It's by Rebecca Cobb, and you might know her as an illustrator for some other famous authors like Julia Donaldson. In fact, I'm sure lots of you have seen Mrs. Watt's video on our YouTube channel where she reads paper dolls to us with similar illustrations to this book. I'm going to use it to reflect today because Olivia Owl has told us that part of being reflective means using your imagination and considering things. We're going to do some considering and we're going to use our imagination. And at various points you might want to pause this assembly, teachers, to have a discussion with the children in your class. In fact, you might ask, especially if you're a Year 5 or Year 6 teacher, you might ask your children to have whiteboards and pens so they can answer some of the questions themselves. Here we go. Underneath the cherry tree in our garden, there is a little hole. We found it one day when I bounced my ball, and it didn't bounce back. Oh. He bounced his ball and it didn't bounce back. I lay on my tummy and peered in, but I couldn't see anything. Then I sat very still and watched quietly for a long time. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure there must be something down there. Let's reflect. Here's my first question for you. What do you think is down the hole? Pause the video and have a quick discussion. What do you think is down the hole? Okay, welcome back. So we've discussed what might be down that hole. That's part of being reflective, when you use your imagination to think things through. None of us could possibly know what's really down the hole, especially as it's a story, a fiction story made up by someone. It could be anything. But we've used our imagination, and that's part of being reflective. I tried to reach for my ball, but my arms are not long enough. Mum's arms are not long enough either, and Dad won't try. Boring old Dad. Mum says the hole might be a doorway into a little mouse's house. Dad wishes I would leave the hole alone. Let's reflect on that a moment, and you'll want to pause the video again, I think. Why does Dad want you to leave the hole alone? Pause the video and think about that. Okay, so we've just been thinking about why Dad wants you to leave the hole alone. I wonder what you thought about that. That's being reflective when you consider things about a story like this. He thinks it could be full of frogs and he doesn't like frogs. Well, I don't see why not. Frogs are fantastic little animals. My sister says there is probably a troll down there. G says I'd better leave it some food. Sometimes big sisters are a bit cheeky, aren't they? Otherwise it will get hungry and come out and eat me. I showed the hole to my friends. Hello, hello, hello. They have all got different ideas about it. Okay, I've got quite a few ideas there. There's a ball. There's a fox drinking Chianti and listening to jazz. There's a hedgehog. There's a snake. There's a squirrel collecting berries. And there's an insect. Let's just remember, there's a small hole under the cherry tree. his arm won't fit down it. That's what we know so far. So we've got cherry tree, we've got a hole, it's not too deep, or it's too deep for his arm to get down. Pause the video now. Which of these friends do you think is right? Which of these might really be down the hole? What's more likely? Okay, welcome back again. We'll carry on with the story. My best friend says it is definitely a dragon's den. He knows this because he has a dragon living in his garden. Ooh, now here's a brilliant chance to be imaginative. When we're using our reflective learning muscle, it's great to be imaginative. He knows this because he has a dragon living in his garden. Pause the video and describe the dragon to the person next to you. What's the dragon like that lives down the hole? Okay, welcome back. There's the dragon that lives down the hole. You can see him hoarding his jewels, can't you? I told Grandma and Grandpa about the dragon, but they didn't believe me. Grandma says it's much more likely to be a mole, and Grandpa thinks it is a badger. Well, I'm going to ask all of you now. Now you've seen a bit more of the book, and you've seen what type of story it is. What do you think now lives down the hole? What is the something that made the hole? Pause the video and have a quick discussion. There are the mole and the badger. Grandpa and Grandma think live down the hole. My dog is very good at guarding the hole. I think he even dreams about it. What a fantastic illustration that is, with the cherry tree and the hole right in the centre. Oh, look at the doggy dream. I think we all know that dogs dream about chasing rabbits, don't they? I'm pleased that something has chosen our garden to live in. Something. I don't know what it is, but I am going to keep watching. And waiting. Just like Olivia Owl does. She's good at watching and waiting and being patient, isn't she? Oh no, what's happened? Just in case. Oh dear, tell your teacher and your friends what happens at the very end of the story. Now here's a really tricky final question for you to finish. The book is called The Something. Could you tell your teacher and your friends why is the book called The Something? I'll let you pause the video there, and I'll look forward to seeing you in our next assembly. Thank you for joining in, everybody.